Hi guys, thank you so much for visiting my channel. This is Jian. Today we're going to make rice paper sails with watercolor effect. This video is in 3 sections. Part 1 and 2 is the crinkly sails and smooth sails, and the part 3 is how to dry and unmold the rice paper. For this tutorial, you'll need rice paper, silicone pads, parchment paper, food coloring, hot water, brush, and cups and spatula. I found out depending on the brand, the silicone pad is more flexible or more stiff. You can use either ones, but if you can pick, use the softer ones. And I'm going to use this cup spatula to mold my silicone pads, but if you prefer using a bottle, you can use a glass bottle. In previous videos, I used smaller size rice paper. Today I'm going to try this bigger size rice paper, and you can tell the texture is more loose. And I think that helps to make the rice paper more flexible with less water. The first rice paper sails will have some texture on it, so crinkle your parchment paper and lay your rice paper on top of the parchment paper. And bring a hot water ball and apply the water by using silicone brush. Apply the water on both sides of your rice paper. For the first sail, I'm going to use 4 different colors: royal blue, violet, pink, and yellow. Use your favorite colors to apply the watercolor effects on your rice paper. First, I started with this pink color. As I'm adding the color, I add more water around my food coloring. So this will help the color to blend in naturally. If you want to avoid having a brush mark, make sure you have enough water on your rice paper and start blending in the color. If your rice paper is too wet, use paper towel by just tapping and remove the water. Now I'm done painting my rice paper, so I'm going to mold my rice paper. I'm using this spatula to make the bottom part more narrow, but if you don't want to make it too narrow, you can use glass bottle or you can just use tall cup. Pinch the edges and fix it with binder clips. Once the silicone pad is shaped, place the parchment paper on top of the silicone pad and clip them together. Now I'm going to show you my second sail. This is without using parchment paper. Place your rice paper on the silicone pad and apply the water front and back side. This sail, I'm going to use 2 different colors, ivory and burgundy. First, I use small brush to apply the colors, and I use silicone brush to blend the colors. And then I started to add more darker colors and blend it with my silicone brush again. If it's too watery, you can use paper towel to remove the water. And also, if you want to avoid any marks from the paper towel, you can damp a little bit, and by tapping the rice paper, you can remove the water. Now I'm done painting my rice paper. I'm going to mold my silicone pad directly on the spatula. So in the same way, pinch all the edges with the binder clips and make the shape by your preference. Once you're done molding, you can leave them to air dry it, but also we can dry it in the oven. Preheat your oven on 165 Fahrenheit and adjust the rack all the way to the bottom so you have enough space for your rice paper and your cups. Leave it for 20 minutes and cool it down for another 30 minutes. Make sure your silicone pad is completely cooled down, otherwise it's still sticky, so it'll be hard to unmold your rice paper. Now I have smooth texture of rice paper sails. I will check my crinkly rice paper. This one was still a little wet, so I put it back to the oven and heat it up for another 20 minutes, and this is a bad example that I can show you. It was dried completely, but it was so crispy dried, so when I was unmolding it, it cracked in the middle. So I will say the best drying option is 165 Fahrenheit for 20 minutes and leave it in the room temperature for another 30 to an hour. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think the watercolor effect rice paper sails are relatively easier than other decorations, so I hope you can try this. And if you have any questions, please write me any questions below in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And if you want to see my other tutorials, please subscribe my channel and I will come up with more tutorials.